Have you ever wondered why iPhones take better photos despite having fewer megapixels? It's a question that has puzzled many, and today we're going to delve into the heart of the matter. Let's start by understanding what a megapixel is. A megapixel is 1,000,000 pixels, and pixels are the tiny squares that make up a digital image. The more pixels you have, the more detail you can capture. But here's where the myth kicks in, that more megapixels automatically equate to better photo quality. Many believe that a camera with more megapixels will always capture better, more detailed photos, but that's not always the case. In fact, it's possible for a camera with fewer megapixels to capture sharper and better lit photos than a camera with more megapixels. Shocking, isn't it? The truth is, the number of megapixels a camera has is just one piece of the puzzle. It's like baking a cake. Sure, having high-quality flour is important, but if that's all you've got, you're not going to end up with a very tasty cake. Similarly, having more megapixels can help with image quality, but they need to be supported by other factors like the size of the sensor, the quality of the lens, the image processing capabilities, and the software that controls it all. Now let's talk about iPhones. They tend to have fewer megapixels than many Android phones, yet they consistently produce high-quality photos. How do they do it? Well, that's because Apple focuses on the other ingredients in the recipe for quality photos, not just the megapixels. They use larger pixels that can capture more light, sophisticated software algorithms, superior lenses, advanced image processing techniques, and high-quality sensors. The result? Photos that are sharp, well-lit, and full of detail, despite having fewer megapixels. So as we've seen, more megapixels do not always mean better photos. It's the combination of all the elements involved in the image capture process that determines the quality of the photo, not just the number of megapixels. Stay tuned for our next segment where we'll explore these elements in more detail. Now, let's dive into the role of pixels in photo quality. To understand this, we need to first get a grasp on what a pixel is. Think of a pixel as a tiny dot of color. When you have millions of these dots combined, they form an image. The term megapixel is a fancy way of saying 1,000,000 pixels. So, when we talk about a camera having 8, 12, or even 48 megapixels, we're simply referring to the number of these tiny dots of color that the camera's sensor can capture. More megapixels, in theory, should mean more detail in the captured image. But here's the catch. While more pixels mean more detail, the size of the pixels also plays a crucial role in the quality of the image. If the pixels are too small, they won't be able to capture as much light, which can lead to grainy or fuzzy images. This is where iPhones have a significant advantage. iPhones typically have larger pixels compared to many Android phones. Larger pixels can capture more light and detail. Imagine each pixel as a bucket collecting rain. The larger the bucket, the more rain it can collect. In the same way, the larger the pixel, the more light it can capture. But why is capturing more light so important? Well, light is the fundamental element of photography. The more light a pixel can capture, the better the detail, sharpness, and overall quality of the image. In addition, larger pixels can also reduce image noise. Image noise is that grainy look you sometimes see in low-light photos. Larger pixels can absorb more light, reducing this noise and resulting in clearer, crisper photos, even in less than ideal lighting conditions. Therefore, larger pixels, not necessarily more pixels, are key to better photo quality. Beyond hardware, software plays a critical role in photo quality. Now, let's delve into the world of software and its impact on the photos we take with our iPhones. Apple's camera software employs advanced algorithms that work behind the scenes to deliver those stunning shots we all crave. These algorithms are like the secret ingredients in a master chef's recipe, turning ordinary ingredients into a culinary masterpiece. These algorithms use a process called computational photography. This process combines multiple techniques to enhance each photo's quality, making them sharper, clearer, and more vibrant. The software works diligently, analyzing each pixel in an image, understanding its context in relation to the pixels around it, and then optimizing it for the best possible result. Consider a scenario where you're taking a photo of a beautiful sunset. The sun is bright, but the surrounding scenery is quite dark. In such a situation, traditional camera software might struggle to balance the bright sun and the darker surroundings. However, the iPhone's advanced algorithms kick in, intelligently adjusting the brightness, contrast, and colors in different parts of the image to ensure that every detail is visible and vibrant. Moreover, the iPhone camera software also excels in reducing noise, which are those pesky grainy spots that can appear in low-light photos. It applies noise reduction techniques, ensuring your photos are clean and clear even in challenging lighting conditions. And let's not forget about the iPhone's renowned portrait mode. This feature uses software to create a depth of field effect, making the subject stand out against a beautifully blurred background. This is a classic example of how software can dramatically transform a photo. So, next time you're capturing a moment with your iPhone, remember the invisible software magic that's working tirelessly to make your photos look their best. It's not just about the number of megapixels, but the power and sophistication of the software that truly makes the difference. So the software can significantly enhance the photo quality regardless of the number of megapixels. The quality of lenses and image processing techniques also significantly impact photo quality. Let's dive into that a bit more. The lens of a camera is the eye through which it sees the world. In many ways, the quality of that eye determines the quality of the image it captures. iPhones employ high-quality lenses that contribute to less distortion and more clarity in the photos. These lenses are meticulously designed and engineered to gather and focus light onto the image sensor. They minimize issues like chromatic aberration, where colors get fringed around the edges of objects, and barrel distortion, which can make straight lines appear curved. So, a high-quality lens can be a game changer in enhancing photo quality. Now, let's talk about image processing, the digital darkroom, where the raw data captured by the camera sensor gets developed into a final image. It's where the magic happens. iPhones employ advanced image processing techniques that result in more natural and realistic photos. Algorithms for noise reduction, dynamic range optimization, and color accuracy work together to create a photo that's sharp, vibrant, and lifelike. For instance, consider noise reduction. When you take a photo in low light, the camera sensor has to amplify the signal it receives to make the image visible, which can introduce noise, those grainy, speckled artifacts you sometimes see in your photos. The iPhone's image processing system uses intelligent algorithms to reduce this noise, resulting in cleaner, clearer low-light photos. Or take dynamic range optimization. In a scene with both bright and dark areas, our eyes can see detail in both, but a camera might struggle. The iPhone's image processing system uses a technique called high dynamic range, or HDR, to balance these extremes and ensure that both bright and shadowy areas are well exposed. So, better lenses and improved image processing can make a big difference in photo quality. It's not just about the number of megapixels. The quality of the lens and the sophistication of the image processing techniques play a crucial role in delivering those stunning photos that iPhones are famous for. Last but not least, let's talk about the sensors used in iPhones. You see, the sensors in iPhone cameras are of extremely high quality. This isn't just marketing fluff. It plays a crucial role in how well your photos turn out. These sensors are designed to capture more light, which in turn provides more information for the image processing to work with. But that's not all. These sensors also boast a wider dynamic range. What does that mean? Essentially, a wider dynamic range translates to better details in the shadows and highlights of your photos. It's like having a built-in safety net for your pictures, ensuring that no part of your image gets too dark or too bright. So by combining these high-quality sensors with larger pixels, advanced software, and superior lenses, the iPhone manages to deliver stunning photos that stand out from the crowd. So, high-quality sensors also contribute significantly to the superior photo quality of iPhones. So, why do iPhones take better photos despite having fewer megapixels? Well, we've traversed quite a journey to answer this question, haven't we? Firstly, we learned that iPhones have larger pixels. This allows each pixel to capture more light and detail. Then, we dived into the power of software. The iPhone's advanced camera software algorithms contribute to sharper, clearer, and more vibrant photos. Next, we touched upon the quality of lenses and image processing. iPhones are equipped with high-quality lenses that provide less distortion and more clarity. The advanced techniques used for image processing result in photos that look more natural and realistic. Finally, we discovered the superiority of iPhone's sensors. These high-quality sensors can capture more light and have a wider dynamic range. As we've seen, a variety of factors, not just megapixels, determine photo quality. And that's why iPhones often take better photos despite having fewer megapixels.